It's 3 o'clock. Activate Live starts now.
Activate your voice.
Fight for your rights. Speak up. Speak out.
We're union and we're proud.
Go Union!
Live from Maryland, this is Activate Live.
Welcome to Activate Live. I'm Tanya Hutchins, a communications representative here at Machinist Union headquarters in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. We're going to give you a preview of the new IAM Journal coming up, but first, a look at some of our recent labor news. More than 100 members of IAM Local 1849 in Elyria, Ohio, ratified a new 4-year deal after a brief but effective strike at Crane Aerospace. The agreement features a 10.75% wage increase, a $1,500 bonus, secured 5% cap on employee health care contributions, and added job security language. The workers produce fuel and coolant pumps used in aircraft, gas turbine engines, and radar cooling systems. Congratulations to the local in District 54 of our Eastern Territory. The Transport Workers Union International Association of Machinists Association issued a statement yesterday responding to an American Airlines lawsuit, stating it is unfortunate that American Airlines has chosen to abandon negotiating with its employees and instead go straight to federal court. The airline is frustrated with the association for refusing to allow more of our maintenance and repair work to be outsourced to South America, China, and Europe. The TWU-IAM Association says it's willing to go back to the bargaining table. The association was formed in 2015 after the merger of U.S. Airways and American Airlines and jointly represents fleet service, mechanic and related, and stores employees at the merged carrier. Well, the IAM filed election interference charges last week with the National Mediation Board against Delta Airlines. The union has evidence that the airline interfered with both the flight attendants and fleet service organizing campaigns, violating the employees' rights to seek a vote for union representation, free from influence or coercion. Delta has run a vigorous anti-union campaign in order to intimidate workers. Now, you may have seen this misleading flyer comparing union dues to video games. Well, that backfired. The IAM has received lots of support, including from late-night talk show host Stephen Colbert, U.S. senators such as Bernie Sanders. You see his tweet here. Several letters went out attacking Delta's tactics from several U.S. senators. We've had support from Hollywood actors like Gabrielle Carteris, the president of SAG-AFTRA, which is the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. Both Carteris and SAG-AFTRA reminded Delta that union voice actors help to create video games. The Rick Smith Show featured IAM General Vice President Cito Pantoja talking about the Delta campaigns and how the unionization of Delta pilots hasn't hurt the company at all. You've seen even some pilots here have tweeted about it as well with their support. There's also a petition on actionnetwork.org calling on Delta to stop its anti-union campaign. You can find the link to the petition in iMail. Just fill out the form to be connected to your member of Congress. Well, let us know what you think by joining the conversation on this same social media channel where you're watching the show. What do you think of all the support the IAM has been receiving? Share your thoughts. Well, the summer 2019 edition of the IAM Journal is hot off the presses. So we invited IAM Communications Department Assistant Director Jonathan Battaglia to give us a preview. And let us know in the comments if you've received your copy yet. So, Jonathan, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Tanya, especially at such a busy time as we saw from the news today.
Yes, we have a lot going on, but I'm so happy we have so much support as well.
Indeed.
So we have this IAM Journal, and we have a copy here on the desk as well, and we would just like to go through it. Tell us a little bit about how it used to be, what, once a year?
Yeah, we used to do the journal, well, we had it digitally at one time, so it was not in print and not being sent to our members. We made it once a year, and now it's twice a year. So every May and October, every member in the United States will get a copy of the IAM Journal, and it's produced right here by our staff in the department. I want to give a shout out to our director, Bob Wood, for kind of letting us run with this journal and make it our own, make it a very member-centric, very visual publication.
And here's the cover right here if you want to hold it up. It's,
so this is the latest one. If you haven't gotten it yet, you will soon. These are members from Clark Fire on the cover here in Ohio. But like I was saying, I'm very proud of our staff for putting this together. I've really taken more of a backseat role, more of an editing role in this, especially this edition. Michelle Furman does a tremendous job designing this thing from front to back. Rich Luciani and Andrew Houndshell, they wrote everything you see in here. Joyce Shepard for editing, Kylie Hernandez for putting this online. All our territory reps from around the country who make it possible for us to travel and get these stories from our members that are in this journal. And then all our members who are part of this journal. You'll see dozens and dozens of members who are quoted, who have their photos, and we're telling their stories, and we're very proud of that, and we hope our membership appreciates it.
Well, like you said, it is online, so you can go to goiam.org and either scroll down to the bottom, or we have it in news as well. But if we open it up, and we have an electronic copy that we're going to show you, and if we just go through page by page, can you just tell us a little bit about, you know, this first story here? This is what you see on the cover, right there.
So we have the cover. If you go back to the letter from the International President, this letter explains our new presidential endorsement process for the 2020 presidential election. And if you look at that, you read that letter, it explains why we're doing it, to give our members a voice, and then a 1, 2, 3-step process on how our members can go online right now today and register to vote. And we'll be voting sometime around Super Tuesday next year. So that's something we're very excited to roll out.
Yep, it says go to iam2020.org.
Absolutely.
Fill out the form to register. You'll need your IAM card and book number, and then stay tuned for email updates on how to vote.
Yep.
So a lot of people have registered already, from what I've heard.
Yep, hundreds and hundreds of members, and more are coming in every day.
So the first article that we have, when we flip through here after seeing the Executive Council, is Union Pride.
Yeah, so that's about our members at Clark Fire in Ohio, and they build the systems that go in every building to protect it when there's a fire. And you'll see on there, on each one of their systems that they build, there's an IAM logo. So everywhere this is, people see that IAM logo. The company says it actually helps them sell these things, and our members are very proud of it. So.
Oh, that's great. And that's something that we need in every building. Absolutely. One of the things on the next page here, I think it was page 8, that really stood out to me, it said in an economy where outsourcing seems to be the trend, Clark is doing the opposite. While they strive to keep their costs low to remain competitive, they've learned to do it by insourcing work. So they look for ways to use the skilled workforce to insource production when possible.
Yep.
To give them better costs.
The bargaining unit, this company has grown over the years. They do quality work, and the company recognizes this, and the company's clients and customers, recognize this. So our members are doing great work there and everywhere else.
So that's in Cincinnati. This is a great story featuring Local 804. There are 85 members there in Cincinnati. So that was just a joy to read.
Good, good.
And if we flip the page from, that was an Andy Houndshell article, if we flip the page from 9 to 10.
So this article is about our response to an unfortunate tragedy in Aurora, Illinois, earlier this year, where there was a workplace shooting. Unfortunately, we had 2 members who passed, and there are 3 people in management there that passed away that day. But luckily, our union, we have a critical incident response team that can mobilize within hours and travel to these locations, comfort our membership, give them, their families, and the community the resources they need to get through a tragedy like this. So that's a very interesting story that we were glad to be able to cover.
And I see on the right side of the page there, page 11, if you click on the QR code, you can watch the video about that critical incident response team.
Yeah, throughout this journal, like past ones, we created video packages with each one of these stories. And so you can just scan that on your phone or go to the short link that's right there, and you can watch that video and find out more.
Yeah, this is a really great team that is so needed, and I know that throughout the article you can even read about how there are classes being added to see how members can become CERT members to help others.
Yep, these CERT members are members just like you who go to the harbor and get trained so that they can do this very important work. So
we're so glad they were available. There's just so much information here, great information about donating to the IAM Disaster Relief Fund. Tragedy can strike at any time.
Sure.
And we've had quite a few tornadoes and
already this year. The first named hurricane was 2 days ago, so we're looking at an active season again. So please do. This disaster relief fund is donated by members, for members. Our members count on it. We get there a lot of times before FEMA, and we help our members get back on their feet. So please consider donating to Disaster Relief Fund.
And right down there on how to give, it has all the information there on the web, by mail, or by text. So you could do that. And we give so much. We help the community so much. This article is called Where We Go One, We Go All.
Yeah. So this is about a transportation local in East Boston that just does a tremendous job raising money for guide dogs, as plenty of our locals and districts do around the country. But we wanted to spotlight them, and they're just a great group up there, and we did a great job, I think, showcasing what they do for guide dogs.
I love the quote at the bottom of page 15 where Mike Bucci, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Local 1726 president, said, "We can do more for others when we're joined together." And that's so true. If we just gather
Absolutely.
together and work together, there's strength in numbers.
Absolutely.
So great article there. Pins for Pups. I love it, for
Yeah,
Guide Dogs of America. And that's a couple pages there with a video as well. So you can click on that at the bottom of 17 if you'd like to watch the video. And coming through, I think, page 18, 19.
Boeing, South Carolina, a bunch of brave folks down there, 180 people on the flight line that are dealing with this company really cracking down on them, firing union supporters, discriminating against union supporters, and they are standing strong. They voted for the IAM a year ago. The company won't sit down with them. They're filing court challenges against them. We're fighting it every step of the way. And so this tells their story along with a video. It really is amazing what they're doing down there, staying together against all odds. So
I'm impressed with the people that are really standing up for what they think is right.
Absolutely.
And just fighting for that first contract.
Strong group.
Yes. So you could read about that. Lots of quotes, that are great,
Yeah.
Especially people who have been company guys who said, hey, we're pro-union now,
Yeah. Well, you can be both. You
Right,
can be
right.
pro-union and pro-company.
That's true. You don't have to choose.
Yeah.
So are we taken to California on page 22?
Yeah, so this is around San Diego, or I'm sorry, Long Beach, California.
Okay.
The city employees there, they were being paid below minimum wage. California recently passed a $15 minimum wage. The city tried to get away with paying some employees less than that. We fought them in court and we won, and we got millions of dollars, back into the pockets of our members down there.
That's wonderful.
So this was a nice piece as well. Shows really what having a union can do for you. Very hard to go against a city when you're one person, but if you're 1,000 people, you have the resources of a union behind you, and you can get things done. So.
And that money makes so much of a difference when it comes
Absolutely.
to a roof over your head, food in the fridge, gas in the car.
Totally.
A raise really helps, especially a living wage.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a couple pages there. And then we have, and we're reminding people we can always stay connected with us. IAM Mobile, through Activate Live, which you're watching now, through iMail. Here is a huge problem, the opioid epidemic, and there are so many useful numbers here. This is just an epidemic that,
Yeah,
it's
the
so hard to
opioid
fight.
epidemic, it's real, and it's getting a lot of attention right now. There's always alcohol dependence that people have, other drugs. And this new program that we hired a former IAM member, Vinny Sarasso, to take over. He's our Director of Addiction Services. And 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can call a hotline that's in this article, and you can reach him and confidential help and advice on where to get help. This guy's been all over the country. He knows the good rehab centers and the bad ones, and he'll point you in the right direction. So this is a critical service that I really don't think any other union provides to this degree, and I think we're doing it at the right time for our membership.
And he will pick up the phone.
Absolutely,
He
yeah.
truly is there
Yeah.
for people. Some of these stats, look, 2.1 million people had an opioid use disorder.
Yeah.
11 million people misuse prescription
Yeah, it's
opioids.
striking stuff.
And more than 130 people died every day from opioid-related drug overdoses.
Yeah, and this program is built so that it's not just the initial call. Once you get into a rehab center, whether it's inpatient or outpatient, Vinny will follow up with you, see how you're doing, not only check with you, but the center itself, to make sure that things are on track and you're getting better.
There's a picture of Vinny on the next page here, and he has a quote on the lower left there. You can see, "If it wasn't for my union, I would be dead by now," said Sarasso. "I almost literally died 3 separate times before I finally went into treatment." I think that helps so much to have someone helping you who has been through what you've gone through.
Go ahead and read out that number so people know.
Yeah, okay, so for assistance, 24 hours a day, you could call 1-888-250-4IAM. So that's 1-888-250-4IAM, and I'm reading the lower right-hand corner there. 4IAM is 4426. So I'm going to say it one more time, 1-888-250-4426. Any time of day you can call. And IAM Addiction Services is on Facebook as well.
Yep, yep.
So more stats at the top, which are just incredible. You know, it says something like, in 2017, an estimated 20.7 million Americans aged 12 and older needed treatment for substance abuse disorder, starting at age 12. And in 2017, only 4 million people received treatment. So that's about 19% of those who needed it. These are just incredible stats, and we're doing something to change them. And this is a benefit of your IAM union membership. We have to help our members. So if we switch to the next page, the power of positivity.
So this is about, the IAM is expanding in the healthcare industry, and so we profiled some of the healthcare professionals that we already, that are already represented by the IAM in New York. And we've made a big push. This is an industry that really, really needs union representation, strong IAM representation. And so we profiled a very strong group in New York that we've been able to help out. And so we're looking forward to what we can do there.
Yeah, a lot of new members. I talked to one last week who was at the Wimpisinger Center, and she was just so excited to be a union member and have a union contract. And there's a video that goes along with this as well. If you just scan the QR code in the upper right-hand corner. You'll be able to watch the video as well. And we always remind you that we have free college through Eastern Gateway Community College.
Yeah, great program, great program.
Excellent program. We have a lot of SUNY Empire State College graduates as well. You know, it's graduation season. But to always end on a wonderful note and a realistic note, we end with Richard Crowson's cartoon here. And he has the protesters here from the IAM saying unions for a livable wage. You know, and the company's trying to say this is all you're doing, but...
Yeah, we hear this all the time from companies. So this can speak to a number of situations that we've seen, especially recently with these companies taking tax breaks, et cetera, and then, they want to move their plant either from a non-right-to-work state to right-to-work or to China, Mexico, and pay wages that can't support anybody anywhere. And so this will probably speak to a lot of members, I think.
And I love his dog. He always throws his dog in there saying, but who's operating the controls? Yeah,
Sure.
the company's operating the controls.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So, great journal. Thank you so much
you,
for
Tanya.
giving us a preview.
Thank you very much.
And these should be in your mailboxes. If you haven't received it yet, you will soon.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Tanya. I appreciate it.
Taking the time. So let us know if you've received your copy of the IAM Journal, and tell us, what do you think about it? Comment now to give your feedback and let us know which articles speak to you personally. You can try live chat on YouTube, comments on Facebook, or just hit the reply button on Twitter. We always love hearing your comments, so thank you so much to all of you who have written in. So far, we have IAM District Lodge 70 saying good afternoon from District 70. Good afternoon to you as well. Thanks for joining us. We hope you got your IAM Journal. Ross Olson saying good afternoon from District 77. Hey, Ross, thanks for joining us. That's great. And Ross is a former featured article. He was featured in one of our IAM journals. Zita Heldebrand saying good afternoon from Acadia Lodge, local 2797. Thanks for watching. Paul Berry saying you guys do a great job. Thank you, Paul. We appreciate that. IAM District Lodge 70 saying great photography. I'm assuming he's talking about Andy Hounshell with all those great photos that are in the IAM Journal. So we'll pass that along to Andy. John Linbo saying hello from Local Lodge 289, District Lodge 160. John is one of our regular viewers as well, so thanks for tuning in and commenting. We have Adrian Torres. Hello from California, District Lodge 725, Local Lodge 906. Thanks for watching, Adrian. We appreciate it. And Dan Wicklum, hello from Minnesota, Local Lodge 737, District Lodge 77. Hello back to you, Dan. Thank you very much. Well, you may have heard the buzz. Jonathan had mentioned it earlier around our IAM2020.org website. It's your chance to activate our voices. Our voice, our choice on who to endorse for the 2020 presidential race. So don't forget to register. You can watch a video about the IAM's new endorsement process and read bios of all of the candidates. That's all at IAM2020.org. Register now, and thank you to everyone, all of the members in good standing who have registered so far. As Jonathan said, hundreds have done so. Well, this week's organizing tip is don't be shy. Talk to people at work, at school, at church, anywhere people gather, even at lunch or other meal times. You can tell workers the benefits of joining a union, what the union means to you personally, and how it's changed your life for the better. If you have an organizing tip, send it in. Write it in comments, and maybe we'll use it in a future show. Well, taking a look back at this week in history, on May 20th, 1926, the Railway Labor Act took effect. It was the first federal legislation protecting workers' rights to form unions, and we still operate under it today. A shout out to unionist.org for providing this week in labor history. Well, if you're a member of IAM, one of the benefits of your union membership is the ability to take classes at the Wimpesinger Education and Technology Center in Hollywood, Maryland. Well, here are some deadlines to keep in mind. It's time to register for EAP 1. June 3rd is the deadline. The Safety and Health Conference deadline is June 17th, and the Retirees Assistance Program deadline is June 24th. Just check wimpesinger.iamaw.org for more information. Our state councils coming up include the Ontario Provincial Council of Machinists, meeting in Ontario, May 31st to June 2nd. The Pennsylvania State Council Convention is in York, June 3rd through the 5th. And the Washington Machinist Council meets June 20th to the 22nd in Spokane. Well, the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists is meeting in Atlanta today through Sunday. The theme is Reclaiming Our Country, United for a Better Tomorrow. The Bill Fletcher Seminar is going on right now, analyzing the labor movement's relationship with capitalism, what organized labor and alt labor have to do differently, and whether what we're doing as a whole is enough. There's an IAM delegation there, including our own Delane Adams, and I'm sure he'll have an update for us next week. Well, May 25th marks a big celebration in Winnipeg, recognizing the 1919 general strike. W3 bus, the Wimpesinger Center bus, is going to be there. Our own communications rep, Rich Luciani, is there as well to document it. This is the 100th anniversary parade, so we'll hope to bring you highlights from that. That's happening May 25th, which is this Saturday. And then the IAM Wood Pulp and Paper Conference is coming up in Biloxi, Mississippi, June 10th to the 14th, and Joe Heckman and I will be there with you live. So we'll talk to everyone there as well. Join us at the IAM Communications Conference in our Southern Territory the first week in June. We'll be in Nevada on Wednesday, the 5th, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. We'll also speak with a vocational rehabilitation counselor with IAM Crest at a conference that just happens to be in the same hotel. So you'll get a twofer that week. Well, that's it for this episode of Activate Live. Next week, we'll have Jeremy Davis from Pride at Work. And if you like what you've seen or heard today, support your siblings. Share this video to your local or district page. And thanks to all of you who already do.